Hey everyone, Alexa here from the blog theduvallhomestead.com. Today I'm doing something a little different and bringing you a review of the curtains that you see behind me. These are the MrsAwesome washed linen curtains. Normally on my channel I post farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living. Sometimes I do review videos on products like this because I myself usually am looking for something that is non-toxic and safe for my home. So when I find something, I will sometimes do a review on it on this channel. So MrsAwesome sent me these curtains to provide my honest review in this video today. I know there are a lot of options for curtains out there, whether it's just quick from Amazon or maybe Target or upscale from there. And so I want to try to bring to you an idea of where MrsAwesome fits in that picture of the curtain game, the pros that we have experienced with these. We've had these for several months now, and any cons, and hopefully that will help if you yourself are looking for a good curtain. So first of all, just some facts about these curtains. These are 100% pure linen. Linen's unique fiber structure offers a delicate texture and a soft sheen. Linen naturally resists static. Linen is breathable and refreshing. It's a moisture wicking fabric that is far superior to a fabric like cotton, for example. It quickly absorbs and releases moisture and keeps your space cool and dry in humid weather. In warmer months, it brings lightness and airflow, making your home feel fresh and airy. Linen is a fabric that I've experienced through multiple seasons, and it has been good each time. These have gone through spring, summer, and now we're entering fall, and they are not a heavy curtain that feels hot. Linen is also naturally antibacterial and mold resistant, which I really like. Linen fibers contain natural antibacterial properties that effectively inhibit the growth of common bacteria like E. coli and other bacteria. These MrsAwesome linen curtains also naturally block UV rays, so your skin is protected as well as your furniture and rugs or artwork from fading due to direct sunlight. This adds an extra layer of care to your home's quality and longevity. And lastly, MrsAwesome holds certifications such as GRS and Oeko-Tex Standard 100, which ensures that there are no pesticides or toxic chemicals used in the manufacturing process. The curtains are free from harmful additives, fully biodegradable, and safe for the environment, making it a smart and responsible choice for families who value sustainability and healthy living. So I'm gonna go over some frequently asked questions about these curtains and then talk about my personal review, the pros and cons. So first of all, is washed linen 100% pure linen? I know personally I really care about fabrics being 100% pure. So yes, the linen is 100% natural pure linen fabric with absolutely no chemical additives. The company selects premium natural linen to preserve its authentic texture and feel, and all fabrics carry the GRS and Oeko-Tex 100 standard certification, so they are all of that quality and certification. How long does it take to process and ship my order from MrsAwesome? When you have anything custom, I feel like they take a really long time because they are custom, so they take a long time to make and ship, but this was actually really fast. That's going to be one of my pros in a second here, but the customer service is really nice with MrsAwesome and the shipping is really fast. Shipping is also free unless you are getting a sample, which you can order a fabric swatch sample if you're not sure what kind of fabric you want for your curtains, and they will send you those fabric samples for 99 cents if you just pay the 99 cents for shipping. Okay, do linen curtains need ironing? So in my experience with both bed sheets and these curtains, linen does have a natural wrinkle texture that kind of adds to its beauty and charm. I have never ironed linen, whether it be our bed sheets or these curtains. It says on the website that you can lightly steam or iron on a low setting if you want a cleaner, neater look. As you can see, we've had ours hung for a while and there are almost no wrinkles on them. Next question, how do I wash linen curtains? You can vacuum them to remove dust. We just kind of pat them out. These curtains are behind a couch, so we don't have too much traffic behind there, so we don't have a lot of people touching them except for me when I open and close. So they are not dirty. I've never had to wash them. They look great. I actually think that they get more beautiful with time. It does say on the website that you can machine wash on a gentle cycle with cold water and mild detergent. You can also hand wash them, and air drying them away from direct sunlight is best to prevent shrinking or fading. Lastly, do linen curtains need lining? And that is a question I'm going to talk a little bit more about in terms of whether or not you need a lining for any kind of blackout. So I'm going to go to my personal review section and talk about that. Okay, so for my personal review of these curtains, we have two sets of these curtains. So this one right here is 100% washed linen and it has no lining. And that's because this is our main living area. We don't need it to be dark, and behind the curtains we already have shutters. So if we do need it to be dark, we can definitely shut the shutters. The curtains were more to just bring the eyes up in the room and make the room look cozy and complete, and that's exactly what they did. Upstairs we have in our bedroom the same wash linen curtains, however they are full fully lined with the darkest blackout capability on the Mrs. Awesome website. So my biggest pro with the curtains is that they do a really good job blacking out. So we have an east-facing bedroom, and anyone who has an east-facing bedroom knows that when the sun rises in the morning, you just get blasted with light, and you probably are trying to figure out a blackout solution for that. We used to have these blackout shades from Amazon, and although they worked pretty well, they were quite ugly. They looked really bad in the room. And so when I found out that I could do a linen curtain and have it be blackout at the same time, my mind was a little bit blown, because I thought, how's it gonna work? So the blackout shade, you cannot even see it at all when you hang the curtains up. You wouldn't really know the difference between a blackout linen curtain from Mrs. Awesome versus the non-lined linen curtain, which I think is pretty cool that they have figured that out. Some people also wonder if the curtains provide any kind of warmth or even a sound barrier, if they make things quieter, privacy. I can't really prove that that's the case. I will say that my newborn baby has a little bassinet that is right next to the curtains. And now that it's getting colder, I've noticed that when the curtains are open, it feels a lot colder because I'm putting her down to bed. So that's why I'm thinking about the temperature in the room. And so when I close the curtains, it seems warmer. So I do think that it provides a little bit of warmth and possibly a sound barrier too on the curtains that have the blackout shade, at least, because those are quite thick, which we appreciate for our bedroom. My next pro for these curtains is that they are in fact customizable to your size. When we were customizing these curtains, this was a new experience for me. I wouldn't normally go down a custom route, but I have had some experiences with curtains in the past where they just did not look right. And maybe it's me. I may not know how to measure and hang curtains properly. I'm not super experienced with curtains. So this process was very smooth for me because I just had to measure. And then we were going back and forth a lot in terms of, okay, the rod is going to be here, and how many inches from the rod to the windowsill, and do you want any of the curtain to be baggy on the ground, or do you want it touching the ground, and all of those little details. It was really nice to work with somebody because I probably wouldn't have thought of that and just ordered the curtains the wrong size, most likely. So my biggest pro when it comes to these curtains is the fact that they are customizable, and you get to interact with somebody in the ordering process so that you are doing it correctly. They also have guides on the website to show you how to do it yourself and some help if you've never done it before. Also on the Mrs. Awesome website, they have cotton, linen, velvet, polyester, and sheer. So a lot of fabric options. My last pro is that the curtains look and feel very luxurious. From the moment that they arrived to when we put them up to 6 months later, I still love these curtains. So they're very beautiful. Luckily, we picked out the right color and the right fabric for our space. In this room particularly, we have mostly white, cream, beiges mixed with natural wood. So I found a natural wood curtain rod and rings to go with it. Okay, so a couple of cons. I have this written down here. First of all, you might need a little more help for a total newbie. And even with a little bit of help and a lot of Googling and research as I was getting these custom curtains, I still feel like I could have done it better. Looking at the curtains, I could have done one more inch on the bottom or spaced them out a little bit more at the top. It's pretty close to perfect, but I guess I'm just gonna point it out that if you are not accustomed to getting custom curtains and knowing how to measure your curtains, you might take a little while, and that's what I did. But if I can do it, you can do it. So luckily the people at Mrs. Awesome are super helpful. But I guess if you were buying curtains from another source, you would have to measure and know what you're doing as well. So, okay, my next con is that the package had a weird smell when it arrived, but it went away quickly. And I'm very cautious about this kind of thing. If you watch my channel normally, you know that we are pretty crunchy, I guess you could say. I try to do everything non-toxic. We eat organic. All of our fabrics and fibers in our house, I am aware of what is in them. So I'm always trying to pick out natural and organic fibers. If something arrives and it has a smell, I usually send it back. This was an exception because I knew that it was manufactured Oeko-Tex Sarin 100 certified, so I figured, okay, maybe it's not the actual curtains that smell, maybe it's the packaging. To this day, I don't really know for sure what the smell was, but I think it was the packaging because the curtains have no smell and it went away immediately. So when we put the curtains up, it's pretty much gone. So I'm wondering if it was just the packaging, I'm not sure. But I just wanted to point that out because this is an honest review. Lastly, these curtains are probably gonna be more expensive than an Amazon alternative. I can't really tell you the exact price because it depends on your size of your window and your curtain needs. But of course, anytime you do something that's custom, you have to pay for the customized experience of it. And the quality of fabric is gonna be higher as opposed to a company that does not have those certifications. So if price is the most important thing to you, this may not be the best fit. However, just like a lot of things I talk about in this video, when you buy cheap, sometimes you end up buying multiple and spending the same amount of money anyway. I've been there and done that. So we're really, really happy with these curtains. So that is it for the review of these Mrs. Awesome linen curtains. I hope you found this helpful. If you have the Mrs. Awesome curtain, I'd like to ask you a favor. Can you comment below? Let us know what type of curtain you have and your experience with it, because these kind of YouTube videos, when you're reviewing a product, people in the comments love to share their input and their experiences, because then it helps other buyers decide what they want to do for that as well. So please share your experience if you have curtains like this, or if you have any questions as well, and I can try to help you out. I will leave links to the curtains that we have in the description below, as well as a special discount code that you can use at checkout. If you're brand new around here, please hit that subscribe button. I'd love it if you would join me every week for farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living right here on YouTube. Thank you so much for stopping by the Duvall Homestead.